Hi and welcome back, and in this video we're going to be talking about how you can bring in an extra income stream to your community interest company, social enterprise, and I'm going to tell you how I've done that by starting this YouTube channel. So I'm going to give you tips on how I started this YouTube channel on my niche, which my niche is helping CICs to get grant funding and set up. But your niche could be whatever your community interest company is doing. So I'm going to give you tips on how to start a YouTube channel and how to then set up an online course and a membership on a Wix website, which is what I do, so that people come from my YouTube channel, they go over to my Wix website, they book mentoring sessions with me, one-to-one calls, they do my online course, and that brings in extra income to me so that I can sustain running community projects and have grant funding, but also have that independent income coming in, which helps me be sustainable long term. So before I jump into that, please hit the subscribe button here for everything to do with community interest companies, grant funding, social enterprises, and all my tips related to extra income as well. If you haven't already, jump over to my website, do my course, how to set up a CIC and get grant funded in 4 months. And also you can book a call with me, or I have a mentoring program. So that aside, so my journey to here has been a long one. I did as a lot of you know from watching my channel, I've had a community interest company for 10 years now, and I've been on a real journey with that. I've had all sorts of fantastic projects, and so I have built something of a specialism, I suppose, and a bit of a niche. As you can see, I'm called a community artist. That's sort of a niche thing that I've started, where basically, because I've run a lot of community arts projects, I've become very good at writing Arts Council grant funding, lottery grant funding, children in need, to run community arts projects. Because I've had success in that, and because I've been doing that now for a while, my niche is helping people like yourselves with all my information and my experience, putting it onto this YouTube channel, which has helped hundreds of people, and I get loads of lovely messages from you all saying how much this has helped you. And the great thing is for me is that then leads to extra income stream for me, which helps me be sustainable. So I had, the reason why I started this is because there was going to be a gap in my grant funding, and I thought, oh, I really need to fill that gap with some independent income. You know, I really need to get some kind of solid, stable income on the side going, so I'm not just reliant on my grant funding. So I got off my ass and I started my YouTube channel and I did my online course. And I hated being in front of the camera at the time. You know, I wasn't used to this. I am a bit more used to it now, and you can tell my progression from watching the earlier videos. And this started about last November, so we're only about 6 months in. And what I think is important when you look at my story to note is that if you look at my subscribers, which at the time I did this video is about 600. Now, when I put my first video up, which led to my online course which I'd made, I just put one video on my YouTube, and that video had like 600 views, and it led to 50 people buying my online course, okay? At the time, I'd put my online course on Udemy. Now I've taken it off that because they take too much money in fees, and I've got it on my Wix website, which I'll talk to you about in a minute. So I was astounded that I'd only put one video on my YouTube, 600 people had watched it, so that's about a 10% conversion rate to buying my online course. I do think I have a niche. There's not many people on here, which is why you found me, doing this topic. But many of you have also got a niche. So I speak to you guys all the time about what you're doing your community interest company in, whether it be alternative education, whether it be different diets for mental health, or whether it be helping women overcome depression, or menopause, or domestic abuse, or whether it's helping children with autism, or whatever these things are. So I hear all of you, and you've all got niches. That's why you're setting up your CICs, because you have some knowledge, whether that be through life experience or professionally. You've developed something that that's quite unique. You're doing something different that's alternative to the mainstream system, because our CICs, they sort of plug the gaps of what isn't working with the mainstream system. We're kind of creating these new community projects which have these really have these solutions to these problems in our society. So your niche, turn that into some videos, okay? So I'm going to give you some tips in a minute on how to do your videos, how to style them up, how to make them look good, how to get them so that you know, people are looking at them, and then how that can then lead to an online course which you sell, or a membership, or like one-to-one mentoring calls. Now, I'm not precious about my model. You know, it may be that you guys set up a fantastic CIC and then you end up copying almost what I've done and, you know, helping other people start CICs because of your experience once you've got it in running projects. And it might be that you help CICs in your sort of niche. So like, say you're doing alternative education, and I have a lot of people who are doing stuff like, you know, doing like kids activities in the woods and things like that, art activities with kids. So say your niche is that and you want to help other projects do that. Maybe you want to do like help other parents who are doing homeschooling and that's your niche. You might want to do it in that. So let's run through my tips of how to do a good YouTube channel. So first of all, you'll notice the background. A lot of people comment on my spray cans here. Everyone always says about these. So these, the reason why I put these in the shot is because they look quite cool. They're quite nice and colourful. It's a bit different, isn't it? And it's about me. So obviously I'm a community artist. That's, you know, in the title, Kex Community Artist. So it's nice to have some kind of like evidence that I am actually an artist in the shot. Bit of foliage, which is good. I painted this wall because when I did the first video you noticed on the channel, I did it on a white background, and because I got blonde hair and I'm quite pale, it just washed me. So I looked up on YouTube about kind of, you know, how to do good YouTube backgrounds, and one thing they said is just think about your tones and then think about a contrasting background. Okay, so if you're quite dark, then you want to maybe go for a light background, but me, I'm very light, so I needed the dark background, so that's why I've got that. I've shot into a corner. Now people talk about that, should you shoot in a corner, it just adds a bit of depth. So I've done a bit of a corner there. I've got a window in front of me there. So I've got a ring light, which I'll put a link in the bio, which is about £99. It's got a stand and it's got a clip on it, which has my phone. And then I've got this mic. This mic was actually only about 20 quid on Amazon, and it's brilliant. It makes a huge difference. Without this mic, the audio just sounds a bit amateur. So this really helps. So I would definitely get one of these. And I did get one of these mics for doing podcasting, like if you want that kind of look. So I'm using an iPhone, I think it's iPhone 12. So the iPhone is absolutely fine. So don't think you need to go and buy a camera, because mostly I've made, you know, the up-to-date iPhones and Android phones should do the job for you. And then I edit these videos in CapCut, which I'll put a link to in the description. Edit it up in CapCut. Really, it's quite quick. And then I use Canva to do my actual thumbnail. So you can type into Canva, you know, thumbnail, and then you can just choose your, you know, the thumbnail, and you can like just upload your picture in that, and those look really cool. So so I use Canva for my thumbnails and then upload them onto YouTube. So on my YouTube channel, you'll notice the banner at the top. So it's really important you have a good banner. That's very important. So design your banner, which again, you can do in Canva. And the other tip I've got is make sure you, in your description, make sure you have all the links to like your websites, so that if you are selling an online course or a membership, it takes people straight over. And of course you want to also say in your videos, go to, as I do, go to my website, you know, so people can go and they can find that, like go straight over to your website. So link that through. And then also you want to have chapters. So you'll notice on this video, it's got chapters at the bottom. So when you scroll, you can skip. So how you do that, if you look in my description, you'll see that you basically have to put you put like the time stamp, and then you put like intro, and then you put the next time stamp, section 1, you know, whatever it is. And then you put the sections like that with the time stamps. So look at my description, see how I've laid that out. You just write it in the description, and then it just magically does it on your video. So that's pretty cool. So that is how I would do your YouTube channel. And then you just want to be consistent. So you'll notice that I put out a couple of videos a week. I don't do it every day, that would be killer. So it's the beginning of the week now. So I basically try to do like 3 videos like on like a Monday morning, and then I put them out throughout the week. You can schedule drop them as well, so they spaces them out. And then if I'm going on holiday or something, I'll pre-record, have them scheduled, so like there's still stuff going on. Also, make sure you answer your questions of anyone that writes comments as well. So always keep up to date with your comments, and make sure you answer your questions. So once they go over to your website, how do you want that to look? So if you look at my website, kex.co.uk, I have basically put the videos on there. So it's really easy to do with Wix because you can upload video directly. So you can make video again like this on your phone, or you'll notice that with some of my videos, I do like screen grabs. So I do like, so I just record my screen. If I'm showing, doing a tutorial about how to do something online, I'll record my screen, make that video. So you just make your videos, you upload them straight to Wix. You don't have to put them on Vimeo or YouTube. You can upload them straight to the Wix website, and not all websites do that, which is why I recommend Wix. So put them on your Wix website, and then you do a payment plan so people can buy the course, and then they can they can buy your course, and it will take them to the link where they can then log in and actually, do your course. So you've got a special login zone so that only people who have bought your course can log in. And then same with your membership. So you can sell a membership on your payment plan, and then you can sell your membership on the payment plan as well, or like mentoring calls one-to-one. So I definitely recommend Wix website. I found that really easy to use. And that's been really successful for me. And I haven't done any paid ads at all. I've just catered to my niche, doing the YouTube channel, putting it out on Insta as well. And that has been enough to drive traffic over to my website. Because remember that YouTube is the second biggest search engine, first biggest being Google, and Google and YouTube basically the same thing. So basically it's all you need. To be on YouTube is probably the most important social media platform. Being that it's free, being that you don't have to do ads. And again, if you have a niche, people will find it because they're just going to type it in and they will find it. So those are my tips on how to get that extra income stream through doing a YouTube channel and an online course or mentoring. So I hope that was useful. And if you want to ask me any questions about it, do jump over to my website and have a chat with me. I'm also going to do more videos on this as well. So keep an eye out on this channel for those.